So I think I owe you an explanation because this turned out to be unintentionally the longest break I've ever taken from uploading 434 videos. And there is a good reason for that. There's actually several good reasons for that. So I wanted to explain myself. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself first, and then I'm going to talk about you because it's actually about you, not about me. Um, it's not scripted. I'm just recording this as a small update, as a podcast. So, of course, the main reason why you haven't heard from me in such a long time is because of all the meetups. I wasn't expecting this to be such a laborious and time-consuming activity, but it turned out to be exactly that. It took me. Every event takes about, I don't know, 2 weeks to organize, and there were six or five or six of them, and yeah, it took me more than 2 months to go to every location. And every time I would go somewhere, I would meet people, and there was additional stuff, additional activities I had to engage in. So um, this particular series of meetups, I mean, I've been doing them for a long time, but this series of meetups was particularly energy consuming for some reason. I mean, maybe because it involved Canada and many countries. Maybe that was the reason. Um, but I'm actually working on videos as I'm traveling, so I have stuff that I'll upload soon. It's nothing to worry about. But the other reason is a bit more deep, and I want to talk about this for a moment so that you benefit from these revelations and everything that I learned in the last 2 months. As you know, I've been talking about 434 as a life-changing journey for a long time, and this is the main message that I get from entities. They told me a long time ago that this is going to take a long time to understand, but also those who understand it will go through a very important transformation. And it's supposed to save you from confusion and misery, all the negative frequency, everything that this, this earthly reality does to you while you're here, while you're going through your training. And I offered all of these messages, I offered them to you on a regular basis because I know what they can do for you, what they can offer for you. But this time, this actually applies to me. These messages save you. I know because I hear that from you all the time. But this time, 434 saved me. And this is something that happened that I probably haven't mentioned that. I myself in my life is now undergoing one of the biggest changes and transformations that I've ever experienced. And at the moment, I'm going through one of the biggest things that happened to me in my life. And it's something that's going to have serious repercussions. It's going to change a lot. I don't want to go into details. I'm going to talk about this in one of the next videos, but um, I just want you to know that you're a big part of it. And 434 transformed my life. And it just became one of the most profound and clear examples of what belief in metaphysical can do to you. Those of you who have attended the meetups, you already know that something's going on, and it became the subject of the presentation that I had prepared for you. So I basically am getting to practice now what I have been talking to you about for many years. I'm going, not practice, but maybe experience exactly that, what I've been talking to you about. And I'm the subject of the 434 manifesting power at the moment. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It seems that that knowing the theory and implementing the theory, the manifestation of everything are two completely different things. And I can talk about it as much as I want, creating videos, but once it happens, it's overwhelming. It absolutely floored me and made me realize how powerful belief in 434 is. It's crazy. I'm going to make a video about this. It's going to be called The Power of Manifestation or something like this, because it's something that you need to understand. If you don't understand it, your life is basically in infancy for the whole duration of you being here. You need to realize how much power you have. And I'm a perfect example for that now. I'm going to tell you this. You need to understand that 434 started out of desperation. This is something that I probably never mentioned, but I was really tired of everything that I was doing for many years, and I got to the point where I gave up. I said, enough is enough. I'm just going to do videos for myself now. It's not going to be anything that I want to do to, build some kind of a social network. Or I was trying to build something always. I couldn't understand what it was. But 434 was for me. I decided this is just something I want to benefit from, something I want to create for others, and something that will work for me in a way that I want it to work. I'm not going to follow any rules. And it was an absolutely incredible decision. It was so important for me to finally get to a point after almost more than a quarter of a century, almost 25 years of me trying to get somewhere. And then I did something out of desperation for myself and others, not trying to please the crowd. And it turned out to be an amazing miracle. But only now, in the last few months, I understood how amazing it is. Because what you probably don't know is that I designed 434 with a plan in mind. I planned something. I was hoping for something to happen. Actually, several things. And all of them came true just recently. All of this happened. And I even forgot that on this 4-year-long journey, I was supposed to achieve something, because I got so involved in helping you guys that I forgot that I had a plan of my own, that, I put my life on hold for a moment, and I was like, I don't matter that much at the moment. It's not important. I'm going to use myself as a vehicle of something or someone that's transmitting messages for you guys, but I'm not going to worry about myself for that period of time. And eventually I realized that this is not a good idea to actually, it's not a good approach to life, where you try to do everything for others, not thinking about yourself. And yeah, it backfired. It backfired big time, because even with all the amazing connections and beautiful realizations I get from you guys, I got to a point again this year where things were going south again. Things were becoming difficult, and it all started with the Facebook account being removed and 60,000 followers disappearing. It wasn't anything major. I mean, it didn't feel nice, because it caused a lot of financial difficulties, because it was like half of all my income. That's how amazing Facebook monetization is. But that aside, the main thing was that it started a series of problems with 434, and Machine Elves predicted that. They told me at the end of 2021 that 2022 is going to be a huge and important year, and that a lot is going to change, and a lot is going to take place that I need to prepare for. And I didn't really realize how important all of these changes are until they happened. They're actually still happening. But again, please keep in mind, stay with me, this is still about you. It's not about me. It's just something that I'm subject to, but it's a magical journey for many of you that I'm trying to convince you about. But it's just now that I really realize myself what it feels like to actually manifest what you really want to achieve, and how important things are when they actually happen. So I'm actually on the receiving end of what Machine Elves offered to you, because I'm just a postman. I'm just delivering the message, the Machine Elf letters to you. But I'm taken care of, they told me, but I didn't really have the luxury of manifesting what I really need because I didn't really know what I needed myself. They made me realize. So um, they made me realize that I'm a little bit more important than I know, that I give myself credit for. So yeah, it's incredibly important. But what I want you to understand is that the meetups were a request from Machinos. You don't know this, but they told me that I need to organize them. They're a lot of work. They cost an enormous amount of money. You don't know this, but I don't really make money on this. Mostly, I usually have to pay for them out of my own pocket. They cost thousands of pounds. The whole tour costs an enormous amount of money. Um, unless I find a sponsor, and that's a different story I'm going to talk about. But most of them cost a lot of money. So they predicted that my life will be changing, and they were right. And they said you need to organize the meetups to achieve that. And it was some kind of an initiation process for this thing that's happening now, and everything happened as they predicted. So I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who attended the last 5 meetups. They were incredible. They were absolutely amazing, and they ended with, they were getting, like, every single one of them was unique, and you guys are incredible, but they were getting more intense. The more I was getting towards the end of it, of the whole tour, I started realizing that things are getting out of control. Like, there are things happening that I don't understand anymore. And it ended with a trip to Toronto, and it turned out to be, I don't even know how, I don't have the words to describe it. I mean, Canada became something out of this world. I just don't know what happened there, to be honest. I'll make a video to explain, to describe it so that you understand what happened. But it made me realize that we're all connected by the metaphysical more than you can imagine. It's beyond magical. It's beyond earthly. You know, the earthly understanding of a reality has its limits. And this Canadian visit, and you guys, all of you I met there, it was the exact confirmation of that. So I sound like a broken record because of, to those of you who've attended the Canadian meetup, you I've been telling you this for the last few days, and I just cannot forget about what happened there. But the all those crazy Canadians I met, and they were not just Canadians, by the way. So what happened in Toronto made me realize, and this is the part that I need to tell you. This is something you need to hear from me. You need to understand it. You guys, 434 community, everyone in it, you're the best people that exist in this world. If you think you want to be surrounded, like, people have these goals when it comes to social interaction, and they want to be surrounded by artists, celebrities, maybe millionaires. Some people have this type of goals. Forget it. Because the people you want to be surrounded by are the most incredible minds and hearts that exist. Those are the people you want in your life. And that's the definition of 434 community. And every meetup I attended, everyone that I met was like in my face, just confirming it, like saying, this is the type of a person that you come to Earth for. I cannot imagine people who are more loving, generous, open-minded, dedicated, intelligent, altruistic, connected, and beautiful than you are, than all the 434 community members. And with every person that I met, it was becoming more and more obvious and more pronounced. And it got to a point in Canada where I realized that this is just too much. It's overwhelming. I got so much love from you guys and so many emotions that I'm still processing all of it. There was a moment where I just had to shut down everything because it was just too much. And I could never imagine that it's possible to find people like this. And I read your comments, I read your messages, but they're just letters, they're words, it's just things on my screen, or there's voice in my phone when I talk to you. But the way you treated me and the way you behave towards each other, it's I understand now why I became a DJ when I was young, when I was a teenager. I was looking for that feeling. I was looking for a sense of unison, of unity. Actually, sorry, I used the wrong word, but I was looking for something that I couldn't define, and this is 434. This is exactly what I've been working for the last 25 years, and these meetups made me realize that I achieved it. I found the best version of humans. I achieved something absolutely incredible, and it's because I connected with you using love. And I understand now why Machine Loves told me 7 years ago that I need to create a structure based on like-mindedness. I didn't understand it. And I also didn't understand what they want to do when they said that I need to start it and they'll continue it. Now I do. I understand what happened. And I understand that they're doing it now. It looks like, even though I had my doubts if all of this is happening, it looks like it is taking place now. It is something that's happening everywhere I go. And it's incredible because I have a proof for that. Every time I speak to you guys, every time I meet with you, I hug you, when I see tears in your eyes, that's, oh, this is crazy. It's you cannot describe what you as a community, what you represent. And I guess what I'm doing now is again the same thing. I'm just giving you words. But I want you to understand that you're incredibly unique. You are the top shelf humans. You're at the top layer of human society. And if we were to build a world out of us, it would be the best place ever. And then we would need Luciferians again, because they would need to introduce polarity, because it would be basically another paradise that doesn't work. But it's incredible. The amount of understanding that I see in your faces when I talk to you, it gets to a point when it's boring. It's really boring because I look at you and just nod in silence. I see your faces where you're like, yeah, I know this. It's like, why am I even saying all of this? Why am I even making videos where all of you understand this? But of course, many of you actually got trained on 434 videos. So it's, very often I meet people who are at the end of, well, not at the end, but right in the middle of the 434 training. And you told me that. So it's beautiful. But you need to understand that you are the reason why we all keep coming back to Earth, because life can be difficult until you meet someone like 434 members, because you go to them and it's out of this world. And this is the beauty of it, is what we create for each other, how we can make each other feel. It's very likely that I'm telling you a one-sided story from my very subjective perspective, because it's how I see you. You don't get that many chances to see each other. And this is something that I need to tell you. I'll keep organizing these meetups. They'll be happening. And I want to get to a place where I don't need to charge money for them. I'm working on it. But I want you to understand that it's very rare that you'll be in the same room with tens of people who are your brothers and sisters, who are your twin souls, who are your copies. There's so much that mushroom psychedelics or even I can do for you, that it's really a wasted opportunity if you don't take advantage of it. And those who attend these meetups, they know what I'm talking about. You can ask anyone. It's incredible. It's the atmosphere and what we do, and it's just crazy. It's I've been doing this for years and it still shocks me. I mean, Canada absolutely blew my mind. I still don't know what to do with it, but I think it's because it was the culmination, like the end result of me organizing the whole thing. And by the way, except for the meetup in Manchester, which I have to apologize for, it was a bit of a problem, but everything else went smoothly. It was incredible. Um, I guess that's how it's supposed to work. So yeah, it feels like it's out of this world. But mm, I'm saying all of this because there are people who are completely lost and they're slowly turning into shadows of themselves because of all the low frequency and negativity. And it's usually very pronounced because every meetup has a person that's very stubborn. And it's funny because occasionally, because I do consultations, sometimes I get at the same time around that date of a meetup, I get people who call me who have the same problems. Like they sense that there is something happening that they could benefit from, and they get in touch with me talking about being lost, being negative, and trying to open themselves up to the world. And then I see a type of a person like this during the meetup, or maybe more than one person. There's people usually like this, but you need to understand that all of this is a result of not being connected to 434 values and not being surrounded by like-minded people. All of this goes away. When I saw all of you interacting, I mean, Amsterdam actually turned out to be a party. This was crazy. I organized a meetup and I hired an Airbnb. I rented an Airbnb so that we have enough space, and it ended up being a party. It was crazy. There was alcohol there. People were smoking weed. It was insane, to a point where I had to tell people to go home because I couldn't take it anymore. It was just so intense and I was so tired. But it was amazing. It was absolutely crazy. The London meetup changed my life, but that's a different story I'm going to talk about. Um, all of them just turned out to be super intense and super important. And I think I'll need to change the way I talk to, because I don't want to hire conference rooms. I want us to go to clubs, to parks. I want us to do what friends do. You know what I mean, in Toronto, I was taken on a road trip to Niagara Falls, and again, it was one of the most amazing experiences. I wasn't even expecting that. It's just that we decided to, out of nowhere, we were like, oh, let's go, and we just went. I don't know, like 100, how I think it was 100 kilometers, south to Buffalo on the American border, and it was absolutely incredible. I'm going to remember this trip for the rest of my life. It's like the whole thing. It's just so spontaneous and beautiful. But um, take advantage of all of this. Really, 434 is much bigger than you think, and it's not just in terms of knowledge, but also what it generates when you get close to other people who are like you. It's insane. Um, all of this made me realize how tiny this world is, and also the fact that I have friends everywhere. This is crazy. I don't take advantage of it. I just realized that I've never been to friends. I mean, I know friends. I used to go to friends all the time, but I've never been to friends with 434. I've never been to Spain to organize a meetup. And there's still Australia and America. By the way, I just found a way to get into America. I can do it. It's not a problem. Turns out it's very easy to go to America. And I haven't taken advantage of it yet, but I'm doing it slowly. So next year, I'm going to do a lot of it. I hope I'll be able to. Things are changing at the moment, but I don't know where my life's going to take me. It's out of my control, and I completely delegated any control over my life. I just delegated it to machinos. I said to the spiritual, to the psychedelic, to the metaphysical. I just got an amazing confirmation that there's nothing I need to do. Everything's being taken care of, and I just need to ask for it. And I want you to have the same powers, and that's why I'm going to record a video after this song, because the next one is going to be a song. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you do this for yourself, because we all need to do it for ourselves. Oh, and a shout out to the crazy couple who got engaged because mushrooms told them to. That's an incredible story, and hopefully I'm going to be able to talk about this in the next video. So yeah. So I know this is getting long. I was supposed to record something for 5 minutes. It's already getting to a podcast length, but yeah, I have you guys everywhere, and I cannot wait to go everywhere to give you a hug and to talk about your problems. The problem that I have is that I sit in front of you, I see all of your faces, and then I sit down with one person, And or we go on a trip and I talk to someone in a car and we spend 3 hours talking to each other. And it turns out there's a lot we can learn from each other, a lot we have to talk about, and we have an amazing time, and it's enjoyable and it's pleasant. It just feels natural, like we've known each other forever. And I keep saying this all the time, like, this feels weird, right? But I see all of you, and I know there's a story to each and every one of you, and I know that if I do this with every person, I'm going to get the same. It's just physically impossible. That's why I'm telling you, reach out to me, talk to me. I'm in Manchester, but I travel a lot. I'm always somewhere in Europe. I'm gonna keep going back to Canada now, because Canada is super close. It's like New York. It's only like 6-7 hours on the plane, and it takes me longer to go visit my dad sometimes. So it's really not far. It's an exhausting flight, but the energy that I get from you guys is an amazing thing happened. When I was in Toronto, I was sleeping for 2-3 hours every day, and I feel totally fine. Like nothing. I mean, I'm sleeping 10 hours a day. Maybe I'm trying to get all the energy back. But yeah, I would wake up, go to 7-Eleven, get a hot dog, and then meet someone, see you guys, and then get all the energy, all the incredible, feelings, and then it would keep me going until I would just drop dead by midnight, and then I would wake up 2-3 hours later and would start all over again. So it is truly magical, even on a physical level. So yeah, it's something that you need to understand, that you have to try it. You have to come to one of those. You have to talk to other 434 members, and I'm going to work on some kind of an application or some kind of a website that will help all of you connect, because we need to find a method of creating a structure. It's all based on one person now. It's me, and I'm connecting all of you, but it has to stop. I have to create something more, because you have no idea what it feels like when you're surrounded by like-minded people. You become friends in a matter of hours, and I'm talking close friends. This is insane. Like, people discovered that they have roots together, like they have history together, because they just came to this meetup. It's insane, and it doesn't really work when I'm the focal point of the whole thing. It needs to be decentralized, and we need to come up with a method of doing it. If you have ideas, let me know, but we need to create something that will allow us to create a real sense of community. To those of you who still ask me if it's a cult, stop, because I keep saying the same thing. If this is a cult, I'm the worst cult leader ever, because I just let you do whatever you want from me. I mean, again, thank you to everyone who took care of me while I was traveling, and you know who you are. In every city, you took me to nice places. You drove me. You picked me up from the airport. You guys know who you are. Thank you so much for taking care of me, because it made everything so much easier. You're just basically amazing souls who are passionate and empathetic enough to take care of another human being, and it's beautiful. I don't have any words to describe how amazing it made me feel. I'm not going to talk about what it means to me, because it means everything to me. It really changed my life, and I'm going to talk about it soon. But I want you to experience the same, and I know that many of you have this need to be connected, and many of you have problems. You need to find the strength to overcome your whatever it is, anxiety, fear, weakness. I don't know what you're driven by, what controls you, but whatever it is, understand that you need to understand that what we have together is so much more profound and important and life-changing. It's so, you have no idea what it means when you're surrounded by people who are like you, who you can open up to, and then you overcome everything that's stifling your growth and potential. And very often we're talking about life and death situation. These are serious issues. It doesn't get more serious than this. So please try to leave your comfort zone and reach out to me, and I'm going to connect you with others, or join the communities that we've created. Every time I organize a meetup, there's a new WhatsApp group. I have 5 new WhatsApp local groups now that I still need to attend to. It's crazy. It's on WhatsApp now, but it's like 5 more social media platforms. I love it, but the more I travel, I can imagine the more it's going to grow. So it's going to be interesting. But that's what happens. You guys connect locally, and yeah, it should happen. That's what was supposed to happen when I started getting messages 7 years ago. So do that, definitely. So just to sum things up, um, if you're looking for friends, partners, or family members, and you're not looking inside of the 434 community, it's very likely you're wasting your time because you were offered something so incredible and so easy to take advantage of that whatever else you're going to try is pointless. You have the community out there. You have whatever you need in people right in front of your face. You have the comment sections. You have Reddit. You have Telegram. Telegram is incredibly active. You have Discord. There's so many places you can talk to people. And we have to think about some kind of a platform where we can all... You know what? For now, let's just concentrate on Telegram because it's the easiest one. Trust me, it's the one that everybody uses and it's super accessible, super easy. It's the nicest one. I can tell from all the groups that I'm managing, this one is the easiest. So, yeah, this is a structure that we all need to start taking advantage of, and we need to act on it because it's an incredibly unique opportunity to find great friends and amazing people. So yeah, they don't even have to be local because of the technology we have. I have so many long-term relationships with people, so many friendships, people all over the world. It's just sometimes just a difference of a few hours of because of the of different time zones. But I'm doing it. I've been doing this for 4 years. Actually longer than that, but 434 has been in my life for 4 years, and I'm talking to everybody. And then eventually I go and see people, and it's crazy. It's absolutely insane how, like, you see someone for the first time, and you're immediately friends. Like you've known each other for a long time, and it's not even that big of a problem that you're not physically next to each other, as long as you're not looking for a romantic relationship. You're looking for friendship. Seeing each other occasionally is enough. Just trust me in this one. You really can change your life by finding the right people. You have no idea how important it is, because life is all about connection, is all about being with somebody else, next to somebody else, by exchanging ideas, by taking part in this human experience. And it's all about us, about each other, about humans, And yeah, this is what 434 community exists for. This is why it is there. So I want you to have the best version of your life. You need to have a human life that is tailored to you and one that satisfies you. You should really, you should really respect yourself and life, and you should enjoy it, because that's what it's all about. There's nothing else in this existence, really. Okay, so as I said, I'm working on a business now. I'm trying to build a business that will allow me to remove the financial aspects from 434, because there's nothing more painful to me than hearing from you that you would love to come, but it's too expensive. It's ridiculous. And unfortunately, there's a financial element of it that we cannot overcome. I try not to spend too much of my own money to organize these meetups, but unfortunately, they cost a lot. I went to Amsterdam and I realized that if I want to hire a room, I'm going to spend like 4 digits just on the room in Amsterdam. So I found a method of doing it differently and worked out perfectly. But I want all of you to come and see me. All of you take advantage. All of you should take advantage of this particular setup that we have, the social structure that we've created. So I'm going to get there eventually. Bear with me. It's going to be a journey, probably a lot of trial and error. Maybe it's going to work out immediately, because I keep praying now I keep asking for a new financial opportunity for me that will actually allow me to communicate with you guys. I want to go everywhere, and I want to look at the prices, like how much is the flight, how much is the venue. No, I just want to pay for everything and not even have to worry about this. But it's going to take some time. So I understand that I left more than a month and a half of empty space on the 434 landscape, and I'm gonna fill it now with more videos. The next one's gonna be the song, which is ready. It's been ready for a very long time, but I didn't have even the technical means to upload it because I was always traveling on the plane or whatnot. And I'm gonna do it now in a few days, and then it's gonna be a video that describes everything that I'm trying to tell you about the power of manifestation. Is very important. Um, Again, thank you so much to all of you who sponsored this thing, everybody who offered help. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't have been possible to organize these meetups. It will not be possible to do it in the future for now. But why don't you all start playing lottery? And then when you win, let me know and we'll just take care of everything, right? So, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just hoping for this metaphysical uh, moment where I'm getting digits that will help me become a millionaire, and then we're gonna just spend all the money on just building a community, some kind of a commune in the woods, whatever. It would be amazing. But if I'm not gonna win, I'm gonna build a business that I'm gonna sell later, maybe for a lot of money, and we'll see how it works. Um, but I also know that when I take a break, I lose sponsors, and I need you guys. For now, I still need you, so if you have the means, if you have the possibility to sponsor 434, please continue doing this. Um, you can join, Patreon, subscribe, start for monthly support, but you can also do PayPal, Cash App, bank transfer, crypto. Go to sponsor.b434.com. You know how it works. You can buy merchandise, which I'm gonna work on. I have so many ideas to start new line of clothing, but yeah, it's so much energy, but I'm gonna do it eventually. So, oh, and of course, if you're struggling, please. There's so many people I talked to who couldn't actually. I'm aware that you don't understand the value of what it means to talk to me, but one thing that I learned from these meetups is how much I can offer to you, how much I can change everything for you. It's crazy. It's not just knowledge. You struggle with problems which are ruining your life. And my question would be, how much is your life worth to you? Get on a train, bus, plane, fly to Manchester, spend 1 or 2 days with me, spend as much time as you need with me. It's really not that expensive to come here, and it's so beneficial. Trust me. And I saw that. I see it in your eyes when I talk to you. I see how grateful you are. You're going to understand it in the next video, because you'll see how valuable some people see me as, what they understand that many don't. Even I didn't understand it until I started hearing all of this from you. And these meetups were incredibly important. But I get these messages a lot. But I always think that it's about 434 in the messages. But it turns out, and again, this is something Machinov told me a long time ago, and I did pay attention to it, but I didn't understand how all of this works. But now that you told me this in my face, I do know what powers I have, and I know what I can offer to you, how much I mean to you. But it becomes more important, more pronounced when we actually see each other. So, yeah, do it. You really should take advantage of all my knowledge, all my experience, the mistakes that I made, and everything that I failed at. Don't let it be for nothing. Use it so that you don't have to make them. And I know that some of you are too afraid, too anxious to reach out. Remember that you'll never solve a problem with the same mindset that created it in the first place. That's Albert Einstein. But go out of your comfort zone. Try to change the ways you behave, and try to understand that all of this is much bigger than you. And trust in the metaphysical. Let the metaphysical take care of you, because once you decide to do something, the world's going to help you. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. If not, you're going to learn about this quickly, but it doesn't matter, because you are supposed to be where you are, talking to me, listening to me. I mean, the fact that you're still listening, it's been 40 minutes and you're still listening to a guy rambling on about some nonsense and meetups you probably were not even a part of. So take advantage of this. all of this, because there's more than just me talking. There are the meetups, there's the community. You can do whatever you want with it. It's totally up to you. So really, do that because it's amazingly unique, and it's something that you never know how much you're going to use, because very often I talk to you guys, and it's just a simple thing of just being hurt, just being in need of something, and you very often don't realize what it is until you start talking to me. And I don't think I've ever seen a person who came to me and didn't benefit from it. There was one person, I remember one person who had serious mental problems, and they decided they're not going to talk to me again, but there was really nothing I could do for them. Most of you, when you talk to me, you wake up and you realize that, oh, that was incredibly important and beneficial. So, yeah, please do it. Please make sure that you understand the value of this. I know it's just my words, it's just YouTube videos, it's just something you see in front of you on the screen or you hear in your headphones, but there's a living person behind it, and there are more people like you listening to it. And we're going to work on it, we're going to build something, but trust me, there's all of this is small. What you have access to on the earthly plane, it's nothing. There's a huge structure above us, and it's surrounding you, and you're made of it. And that thing is always there. It never stops. Doesn't matter what you do, whether you listen to YouTube, what kind of problems you have, what you're going through. It really doesn't matter. What matters is what feelings it generates, what you're going through, how you're interacting with yourself. And I know there are questions that you all have, and I know that we all need to figure it out. We're trying to get to the bottom of it, but you're never gonna get there on your own. You're never gonna be there happy when you're closing yourself up from all the knowledge and all the important things that this life is made of. This life is not made of fries and watching Netflix. No, it's made of you asking questions, being uncomfortable, and fighting for the truth, and standing up to evil, and being in the right frequency. And you're not gonna do it on your own. Sorry, but if you think you can be on your own, you cannot. And I cannot be on my own. It's because I learned a long time ago that we don't do anything alone. Everything we can achieve is gonna be amazing only when it's combined with other like-minded people. So please take advantage of all of this. Please make sure that you understand the value of 434, because I've been making these videos forever. There's more than 170 videos, but it's only now that I can see how important they are. And it's not just my ego tripping or anything like that. No, it's for you to wake up and realize that all of this is so that you can have a better life. And I want you to have a better life. Be the best that you can be. Don't let the world define you, because it seems like we're struggling with this. Don't let anyone take away your light, because that happens a lot too. Make sure that you have the strength to live a life that you deserve, and you deserve more than you think. Thank you.